The film Serenity, released in 2019, revolves around a mysterious island where a man named Dill finds himself trapped. He struggles to understand how and when he arrived on the island, as there seems to be no way. The film Serenity, released in 2019, is centered around a mysterious island where a man named Dill is trapped. As he tries to uncover how and when he arrived on the island, he realizes there is no way out. Dill is passionate about fishing and often takes tourists out to catch fish, but he is obsessed with catching a specific fish, which he names Justice. Despite several attempts, Dill fails to catch it, leading to frustration as he has to return money to his disappointed clients. Dill interacts with various locals, including his friend Diana, who helps him with some cash. He has a complicated relationship with his past, especially regarding his son Patrick, who now lives with his ex-wife, Karen. Dill is determined to improve his financial situation and believes he needs to catch the elusive fish to provide for himself and help his friend Duke with his troubles. When Dill's obsession with the fish strains his relationship with Duke, he believes it's best for Duke to seek other opportunities. Later, Dill encounters Karen, who reveals her troubled marriage to Frank, a wealthy but abusive man. She wants Dill's help to escape Frank's control and proposes a drastic plan to eliminate him, offering Dill a substantial reward for assisting her. However, Dill refuses to participate in violence, wanting to distance himself from that part of life. Amidst their conversation, Dill hears his son's voice and briefly sees Patrick's face, connecting the two, suggesting a deeper link between them that transcends their current situations. Following this, Frank arrives at the hotel where Karen is staying, increasing her fear and anxiety. Dill's experience in the local shop, where he buys fishing gear, continues to intertwine with the complexities of his relationships and the underlying mysteries of the island, keeping the tension alive as he deals with his past while yearning to overcome. The woman at the bar informs Dill that Frank has been violently abusing Karen, which leaves Dill disturbed. When Dill approaches his boat, he finds Frank waiting for him, demanding to go fishing. Dill tries to refuse, citing rules he has broken, but Frank insists that money can override any law on the island. Frank ominously states that every man has a price, and threatens Dill to comply by the next day. Meanwhile, an unknown man continues to seek Dill, but Dill ignores him again, sensing something is off. Later, Dill visits a fish market where Carlos mentions someone is looking for him, but Dill shows no interest. He then goes to return a lost cat to Diana, who encourages him to help Karen, believing he is a good person. Afterward, Duke confronts Dill, urging him to accept Frank's offer for a fishing tour, as he needs the money for his granddaughter's fees. Dill is initially resistant, but eventually agrees to help Duke. Karen approaches Dill again, pleading for him to take Frank fishing, insisting that Frank poses a threat to both her and Patrick. Dill remains non-committal, but Karen warns him that Frank can hear their conversations through his computer, suggesting a deeper connection between them. While fishing with Duke, Dill expresses his unease about the situation. During their outing, Dill learns that Frank has a stepson, who is a genius, but spends all his time playing a fishing game, which Frank despises. Frank's anger towards his stepson hints at his volatile nature. After returning from fishing, Karen seizes the opportunity to propose that Dill kill Frank, claiming Patrick wants the same. This revelation leaves Dill conflicted, especially after Duke overhears their conversation and questions Dill about his past with Karen. Dill explains that after returning from military service, he discovered Karen had moved on with Frank. Duke advises against resorting to violence, regardless of the circumstances. That night, Dill meets with Karen again and reluctantly agrees to kill Frank, motivated by the promise of money rather than love. Upon returning home, the mysterious man, Reed, visits Dill again, offering him a device to catch the elusive tuna he has been dreaming of. Reed cryptically states that this is all part of a game, revealing that Dill is merely a character in it. and that no one is meant to die on the island. Dill is skeptical, but begins to question the reality of his situation, especially as he struggles to remember how long he has been trapped there. Reed explains that there have been glitches in the game, suggesting that the creator may want Dill to kill Frank. But according to the rules, murder is prohibited. Dill finds Reed's claims absurd, yet he cannot shake the feeling that something is fundamentally wrong. The next morning, Dill realizes he cannot wake up to his alarm, further hinting that he is indeed part of a game, as he grapples with the implications of his existence and the choices he must make. Dill struggles to remember how he ended up on the island, feeling increasingly disconnected from reality. He encounters Diana's son, Samson, who offers to help him, but Dill dismisses him, reflecting on how the game has changed his perspective. Seeking clarity, he questions the store owner about Reed, but the owner deflects his inquiries. Frustrated, Dill heads to the bar, where the bartender reminds him of his fishing duties, reinforcing the game's rules that prevent him from harming Frank. Meanwhile, Karen wakes up to find Frank injured in the bathroom, having been attacked by a group hired by Duke to ensure Frank wouldn't make it to the boat. Duke justifies his actions to Dill, claiming he did what was right. Despite Frank's condition, Karen persuades him to go fishing, while Dill grapples with his purpose on the island. Reed appears again, discussing the nature of their existence as mere characters in a dream created by someone else, hinting at a deeper connection to a child who may be controlling their fates. Dill realizes that this child, Patrick, created the game to spend time with his father while dealing with the trauma of his abusive stepfather. As the game progresses, Patrick's desire for revenge against Frank intensifies, leading Dill to question his own choices. When Dill reaches the boat, he finds Frank and Karen already there, and the tension escalates as they prepare for the fishing trip. During the outing, Dill hands Frank the fishing rod, but the situation takes a dark turn when a shark pulls Frank into the ocean, leading to his demise. In the real world, Patrick kills Frank, marking the end of Dill's struggle against death. The game serves as a manifestation of Patrick's thoughts and desires, and after the murder, Patrick is placed in a mental hospital. In the game, Karen bids farewell to Dill, who insists on adopting Patrick, aware that their reality is just a game. Karen tearfully assures Dill that he will eventually meet Patrick. After she disappears, Dill receives a call from Patrick, who expresses remorse for his actions. Dill reassures him that everything he did was for the greater good, and Patrick vows to make changes in the game to reunite with Dill. As the call ends, Dill notices the environment shifting, and soon Patrick appears in the game, running towards Dill. Their reunion, albeit within the confines of the game, symbolizes the bond between father and son, concluding the narrative with a poignant reflection on their relationship and the impact of loss.